Herman.
All right.
Hi.
So who got eat lunch in
No, we're eating out at the picnic tables. Outside where we were before?
Oh, we gotta see everybody, or is it just us?
Well, you're assigned to your group.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's not that bad, right? Wasn't our group like 200?
Yeah, so it's the same group that you saw this morning.
Get out. Okay, so whenever it's cold outside, are we eating here?
I'm saying you're not buying.
Well, it's hopefully when we return, there's a better system. I don't know how all this is going to work.
Stop her baby. Like the nose, nothing.
But yeah, that's a good question, what will happen when we return and how they're going to manage all that. I think, a lot of stuff is being figured out as we go along.
Look at that. You got to say that honestly, why? Let's
Hi, Erin Jim.
Graders need. My brother,
Yeah.
they don't know how to take notes. You know, you don't really know how to take good notes until you're in college, and then even then, it's like.
This is more, oh my goodness, I remember we used to have to do those notes, and she used to have us like, do this, put this line,
Yes.
what is that called?
Check the
But no, it's like, something style note.
Hi, Destiny.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Busy, but good. It's weird not getting to see you guys today.
Yeah.
Michaela, he's so good. I'm going to show you guys a picture once we get started, but he's huge and he's crawling. He's going to be 8 months next week, week after. Craziness. Guys, we're going to wait about 5 more minutes for everybody to sign on, then we'll get going. If you have your binder handy, if you want to go ahead and grab it, we're going to organize our binders and get them set.
What if you already organized your binder?
So we just go through it with us and make sure that it follows the same order and that you have everything you need.
Okay.
Everybody, we're going to wait about 1 more minute, let everybody get logged on, and then we'll get going. If you just joined us, if you want to go ahead and get your binder out and get it ready to go, we're going to walk through that and organize it together.
appropriate hunters here. Yep.
All right, everybody, I'm gonna wait about 30 more seconds. I've got a couple people still coming in, and then we're gonna go ahead and get started. If you have your binder out and ready to go, that would be awesome, because we're gonna walk through step by step how to organize our binders. So if you have that ready in front of you, and we're gonna give them just another second to get logged in. Can somebody give me a smiley face in the chat to let me know that you can hear me and you can see a screen that says welcome back to school? Perfect, thank you. All right, girls, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So first, welcome back. I know this is not the year everybody had planned, but I'm so glad to even get to see your faces virtually today. We're gonna walk through our binders today, but I think everybody on this call knows me. You guys know what really matters, which is baby pictures. So this is Noah. I'm so sad that you guys haven't had a chance to meet him yet, but when all of this craziness ends, you guys will get to snuggle up on him. He's the best and hilarious already. So he's pretty great. For those of you that might not know me, my name is Miss Futrell, and I have been a teacher here at GLOW since year one. I have great social studies. For the last 2 years, I've been an instructional part. This year, I'm switching roles to be a program coordinator here at GLOW, which means that I will be helping grow our academic programs like AVID and our AIG program. Middle school, you'll see me around, and if you need to find me. Let's get started. So I want to focus on AVID today, and it seems like we're having some audio issues. So hopefully, let me see, it might be the signal back here. So AVID is a program here at GLOW that we use that helps us stay organized and also prepares us for college. And so we use AVID throughout all of our classrooms, and we also have AVID elective classes that some of you will be in this year, which I'm super excited about. You will learn about AVID as we go along throughout the year, but the first together, get our binder ready to organizational goals as a student of this year, and then expectations. If your mic is not muted, I'm getting some feedback.
Mr. Chen, your audio is breaking up. I think bad for everybody, and I don't know what it's from.
Let's see.
Want to try logging out and logging back on?
Let me try and
Miss Futrell, it might be the Student Center has some connectivity issues. So if you are in your office in the Student Center, you might need to come out to the main area that might have better connectivity.
Let's try that. You guys hold tight real quick. Can you guys hear me better now? Is that a little bit better?
Yes, that sounds a lot better.
Wonderful. Okay, well, that's good to know that you guys can't hear me in the office. Okay, let's get back to this presentation. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, teachers, I'm about to walk through and organize the binders with students. So if you have any kids that through this process you find are missing any materials, if you could just keep a running list for me and email me following this meeting, and make sure just put your location in the school. And what I will do is go around and grab all of those materials and drop them off to you this afternoon. And there's my email right there. If you're at home and you realize that you don't have something for your binder that you need, email me as well, and I will put together a packet for you, and I'll leave it with your name in the front desk. Okay? All right. Let's see. We're going to walk through this step by step, and we're going to be able to kind of put all of our binder organized in the right spot and make sure that we're not missing anything. So try and follow with me and not get too far ahead. So first off, this is your binder. Love it, care for it, make it yours. You're going to have certain guidelines that we're going to follow, but in the end, I want this to be something that really supports your learning this year. So the first thing I want you to do is look at your binder, and I want you to make sure that you have a school calendar on the front and that you have a pledge, a student pledge, on the back cover. So double check and make sure that now that if you don't have one of those, just raise your hand and I'll have your teacher write down your name so I can get you one by the end of the day. If you are good to go, open your binder up, but don't flip through it quite yet. And when your binder is open, your teachers will know that you are ready to go. And teachers, if I get too fast and you guys need a little bit more time, just chat me, and Carrie's going to keep an eye on that chat so we make sure we don't lose anybody. All right. Now, if your binder is open and you are ready to go, the first thing I want you to do is grab the piece of paper that looks like the one that's being presented on the screen. It's how to use my AVID binder. This is something that you'll keep inside your binder, but we're going to walk through this today to make sure you have everything that you need and it's in the right order. So the first thing we're going to do is make sure you have a good quality 3-ring binder. Everybody at school gets one. If you have one that you'd rather use, as long as it's 3 inches, you're good to go. So if you have that, you can actually check that off on that left-hand column that you have a good quality 3-ring binder. The next thing that we're going to do is look at your pencil pouch. You do not even need to take it out of your binder, but I need you to check and make sure that you have a couple of things in there. You need to have at least 1 pen. I think we have live oak pens in here. You should have 2 or more pencils. You should have 2 dry erase markers. And you should have a pencil sharpener. If you are missing any of those things, pen, 2 pencils, 2 dry erase markers, or a pencil sharpener, raise your hand and your teacher can write down information and I can get you one this afternoon. You can also, in this pencil pouch, put erasers, sticky notes, highlighters, whatever you're going to need to be successful this year at home or on campus. Use that pencil pouch to keep all your supplies. But keep it neat, you know, don't throw trash in there. Try not to keep anything that's going to not have its rightful place in there, that we keep this nice and orderly. That's the point of the AVID binder, is that you guys will be able to control and organize your academic life. Okay. All right. If we are good to go on pencil pouches, I'm going to keep moving. All right. Let me side note before we move on to dividers. If by any chance you ended up with a spiral notebook in your binder, can you take that out for me? These are only going to our middle school math students. And so just in case you got a middle school binder, take this out and just hold those up so your teacher can grab those from you. Or however you guys need to do that in your classrooms. We just need to hold on to those binders for our middle school students. Now, let's talk about dividers. You should have a pack of dividers in your binder, which are 5 or 6 colored tabs. And I want you to take about 1 minute and I want you to open those dividers up and clip them into your binder behind your pencil pouch. Don't worry about putting paper in there or anything like that. You can also save the little tabs that are in there. We'll have some time to work on those afterwards. But go ahead and take these dividers out of the plastic and clip them into your binder. I'm going to give you 1 minute starting right now. About 10 more seconds. Destiny, are you on campus today or are you at home? You're at home? Okay. I will get a set of dividers for you and I'll leave them up at the front desk so we can get somebody to pick them up for you. All right. Now that you've got your dividers in, we are going to find our student schedules. So if you were given a student schedule today, what I want you to do is put that behind your pencil pouch, but before your dividers. If it is not 3-hole punched, I can have teachers try and help troubleshoot that. And we can either stick it in that front pocket for now, or we can hole punch that later, or we can go ahead and hole punch those, but they need to go right behind your pencil pouch. And at the end of our time today, your teachers are going to give you some time to personalize those tabs that you just had from your dividers, and you will put your dividers in your binder according to your class schedule. So for example, we have leadership advisory first, then you'll have core 1 math, core 2 ELA, whatever your schedule has, you will put your tabs in that same order that you would go throughout the day. That'll help us stay really organized so you know exactly where that class is in your binder and it makes sense and has a good flow to it. Okay? Now, this is something that's going to come a little bit later. You're going to have a login sheet that you're going to be able to keep track of all of your login information. Just for us working virtually this year, you're going to have a lot of accounts, so you're going to have login information. I know that you guys have an information sheet with, I think, Prodigy, that I'm not sure got hole punched. So if it did get a hole punched, you can slip that right in behind your student schedule. If not, you can leave that in your front folder for right now, and we'll hole punch that later and put it into that spot in your binder. And that's why you can come back to this checklist later on. Okay, Now we can get to that notebook paper. So each of you should have a pack of lined notebook paper in your binder. Take a moment, go ahead and open that paper up, and I want you to separate a small stack into your academic sections. So in between each one of your dividers, just put a small amount of paper. You only have one pack, so just separate that into your 5 classes. I'm going to give you about 2 minutes to make that happen. Go ahead and open up that paper and get them into each of your sections. Got 1 more minute. And teachers, Miss Moore is going to be coming around with a 3-hole punch if that is a need in your classroom. Destiny, I think that everybody got a Prodigy sheet. Did you get a Prodigy sheet? You can see my video. It looks like this one. It says Prodigy. My high school teachers, do you know if the 10th graders need Prodigy sheets? Is that why they don't have them in their notebooks?
I don't think that they have them right now.
Do they need them? Do you know?
Not that I know of.
Guys, if you don't have the Prodigy sheets, don't worry. If that's something that you guys need, then I will make sure that it's emailed out to you, or we'll have hard copies for pickup later. So don't worry about that right now. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and move on from notebook paper. Teachers, if I'm moving too quickly, just chat me and I'll slow down. Next up is table of contents. So in your front pocket or somewhere in your binder, you should have 5 table of contents. Now, if you do not have all 5, if you only got 2 or 3, just raise your hand. Your teacher can write down your name and tell me how many you need, and I can collect all those and bring those to your classrooms. Or if you are at home today, I can leave some at the front desk and you can come by and get those, or you can make your own to get through. So let's talk about table of contents. I need you to take a moment, and you're going to take the ones that you do have, and I want you to, they should be hole punch, and they should go right behind each one of your dividers so that it is the first page in each of your sections. So you should have divider and then table of contents and then some white paper. Then you have divider, table of contents, and some white paper. I'm going to give you another minute to go ahead and clip those into your binder. Don't worry about writing a title on them right now. All you're doing is clipping them into your binder. I'm going to give you 1 minute. Ready, go. About 20 more seconds. Okay, let's talk about table of contents for a second. So if you have been at Glow before, you have seen this document. So for each one of your academic classes, you are going to have a title up here where it says, you know, English 2 table of contents or world history table of contents, whatever it may be. And it is your responsibility to make sure that you keep up with your table of contents to match your instructors. So your teacher will be updating this daily, will be adding to it, and as we work virtually, you'll really have to pay attention to which things are being added to your paper binder. Now, we know working virtually is going to be a little bit different. You won't have as many worksheets or paper notes that you would normally have, and that's totally okay. But anything that gets added to your notebook should have a page number, a title, and a date on it. And it's so important that you update that daily, and that if you miss something and you realize that you don't have something that's included on the table of contents, especially as our 10th graders, it's your responsibility to make sure you get a copy, you make up the notes, you reach out to your instructor for support, make it happen. That's really a part of being an AVID student, and being a Glow girl is really taking the responsibility to make sure that you find what you need on that table of contents and it's in your binder ready to go. You can see a sample here. One little thing I wanted to highlight is that sometimes in an AVID binder, if you have a packet of information or you're working on the same thing, but it might take multiple pages, we actually might say that all comes under one page. So like example, in this ELA table of contents, page 2 is dedicated to personal student notes. So you might have 2 or 3 pieces of paper that all say page 2, and that's okay, as long as your teacher has told you to do that. The golden rule here is your table of contents should match theirs. So if you get confused or if you have a question about that, reach out to your teacher and make sure that you're on the same page. This year, we're going to be heading our paper and we're adding one little piece. So you're used to using a page title and having a page number. This year, we want to make sure that you have a date on there as well. Those 3 things should be on every single piece of paper that are in your binder. And that way you know exactly where to find it, where it should be ordered in your notebook, and when you did it, so that at any point you are ready and organized. So make sure every paper that you use this year has a page title, a page number, and a date. Some other notebook stuff. 1, your teachers will clean out their sections periodically, so don't throw away anything unless your teacher's given you the okay, because you might need it. So many of your notes are going to be a living document, and you're going to come back to that a lot, and so we want to make sure that you're not throwing away. Does somebody have a question?
Notebook checks.
Ms. Tomlin, do you have a question? Okay. Make sure you're updating. It's somebody, I think I'm getting a lot of feedback. So if your mic is not muted, could you mute your mic real quick? Make sure that you update your table of contents every day. We talked about that already. Make sure you don't have any loose papers in there. And so you'll have every opportunity to make sure that you put things in the right section inside your notebook. So if you don't know where something goes, it needs to find a home. So you shouldn't have any kind of loose paper just kind of hanging out in there. Also, we're going to have notebook quizzes and checks in advisory and in your content classes this year. So make sure that yours is ready to go at any time. No problem, Ms. Tomlin. I just want to make sure you don't have a question. Okay, some other questions that I know we might run into. So what about spiral notebooks? So I don't think that any of your high school classes are going to use spirals this year, but if a teacher says, hey, we're going to switch over to a spiral notebook, no problem. It will just go inside your binder and be clipped in there. It will have the same table of contents. It will have the same headings on all of your pages. Everything stays the same. What about papers that need to be turned back in? So that's a great question. If I want you to think about the folders, the front pocket inside your binder as kind of a one-day expiration. So if you have something that's just like going home, you need to have a signature, or it's just going home to get signed, or you're delivering something to the house, or it's homework you're about to turn in, whatever it is, if it's going to move out of there in a day, no worries. Put it in that folder. if it's a piece of paper that's going to not get to its destination in a day, we need to find a better place for it. So does it have a page number and a title that you need to add it to a table of contents and put it in the right section? Is it trash? Can we let it go? Whatever it is, that's the point, is that you find a place for all of this along the way. So if you run into trouble with that, your advisory teacher is going to be a good person to help you. Well, what do you do if a paper rips? You fix it. So you can put tape on pieces of paper, you can add those little circle things, you can rewrite your notes, you can do whatever it takes, but you are responsible for making sure that your organized binder is nice and neat and organized. So what about personal notes? If we're working in a virtual world now, and sometimes maybe you're going to take notes in your notebook for a class, not necessarily that has a page number or because your teacher told you to. So for that case, you can totally do that. Let's just put them at the back of the section that it goes in. So for example, if I have my divider for my ELA class, I have my table of contents, and then I have my pages 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I took some notes on a book that I was reading for Miss Majeski Turner, and I didn't necessarily have a page number, I could put that as the very last page in that section, and then I can come back and use it, but it doesn't get confused with all the other things that are organized in that section. Okay. And then what about your whiteboard? Everybody should have a whiteboard inside their binder today. You can leave that there and use it to transfer back and forth as needed, but it's not necessarily a page in your binder. Okay, that was a lot of information, hopefully a lot of review, but what other questions do we have? If you guys have questions, you can raise your hand, you can use the chat feature, you can unmute your mic, whatever works.
Ms. Tipton!
Yes.
Ms. Tipton!
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, Ms. Futrell.
Yes, ma'am.
For since we have like a binder, during advisory, are we having like a binder check for, our bunch too?
Yeah, so eventually we will. During advisory and your core classes, we'll have binder checks. Yep, good question. Any other questions I can answer for you? Okay, so teachers and everybody working from home, if you're missing anything other than that login sheet, don't worry about the login sheet right now, but if you're missing anything else, email me. I'm going to put my email back up here, and I will deliver them to you, or I will put a packet with your name on it in the front desk for you to pick it up. One other thing that I forgot is that the binder sheet that we've been working on, that checklist, keep that as a reference for you, and your parents can have a copy too, so that you guys know how to work this binder thing. If you could do me a favor and clip this right behind your pencil pouch, keep this in here because we're going to refer to this and use it during leadership advisory. And with the 3 minutes that I'm leaving you, you can work on personalizing your tabs to match your student schedule to make sure that they are in the same order that you'll have classes when you get back on campus. Okay. Thank you guys for getting your binder organized. I miss you, and I'm here to help with all things organization and AVID this year. So if you need anything, please email me. Xera, we're going to take that piece of paper that we've been using, the checklist, the how to use your AVID binder, and clip that in right behind your pencil pouch. Right behind your pencil pouch. All right, guys, that's all I have. If you need anything, email me. I'm in the Student Center this year once we get back on campus. Students are asking about the sheet for community service logs. Do we have that? I don't have that yet. No problem. I'll hang on this call if you guys have any questions, but if you are good to go, you are done. Thank you for coming. I'm glad I got to see you guys today.